How is everybody this fine, wonderful morning?
Yes.
We're getting a taste of spring.
Yeah.
It's supposed to go, what, +6 or something today?
Awesome.
8. No, the latest is 8.
8.
Wow.
All right. So how has your week been? Good, bad, and different?
Good.
I heard one good. The rest of you aren't so great, hey? So, last week I asked you to grab a verse that spoke to you. You don't have to tell me why it spoke to you. Just tell me the verse. And we can make inferences on our own. And I'll start. I was reading the book of Acts, and the last 8 chapters of the Acts are about Paul going to Rome, or 5 chapters, something like that. And that really spoke to me that here is a guy that was being persecuted, not by the government, but by his own church. The Jewish leaders were persecuting him because he was advocating for the new way of faith through Jesus Christ. And it just struck me that, you know, in times of trouble, we can depend on God to carry us through. I mean, a lot of things could have happened to Paul. He could have been killed. They attempted to stone him, they attempted to murder him, and yet God placed protection in his path. And so that really spoke about how great God is to each one of us. So, who else? Somebody phoned me and said they had a verse. I hope she's going to tell me what it is. I have it recorded here.
Do you just want the verse, or do you want a story behind it?
Just the verse if you're not willing to do the story.
Okay, but I have a story behind that.
Okay?
It's Matthew 7:24 to 27, and it's build your house on the rock, not down on the sand.
Oh, yeah.
And I lived most of my life in Abbotsford, and the prairie between Chilliwack and Abbotsford and Mission is below sea level. And they used to flood all the time.
Yeah.
And I'd be out there salvaging stuff for people, and there's this beautiful mountain sitting there beside the freeway, with no houses on it, and it's flat on the top. And I often thought, why are we down here? And the government put in the agricultural land reserve in '74. So now there's a panic, they can't subdivide the farms anymore. But by then the NDP government was broke, so they turned that whole tabletop mountain into a park, so nobody can live on it. So now you see the houses hanging on the cliff to get off the prairie. But I often thought that was a wise bit of information, building on the rock, not down on the sand. Because the sand often floods, or at least in Iowa.